Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Toronto Blue Jays are trading for Seranthony Domínguez. This was a trade that happened between the Blue Jays and Orioles as these two teams were in between playing games today. You know, they had a doubleheader, and the Orioles they won both, but they just dominated the first game. The first game wasn't even close. It was 16-4. The second game was a lot closer, which, funny enough, Domínguez pitched in for the Blue Jays. They lost the game, and but it was a one-run loss. It was a lot closer compared to the first game for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays got crushed in the first game, so the second game was a lot better. But after the first game ended, and in between the start of the second game, the Blue Jays and the Orioles made a trade. Seranthony Domínguez, who's been one of the top options for the Orioles in the bullpen this year, was traded from the Orioles to the Blue Jays. Me personally, I don't support trade. I don't like it whenever you make a deal with one of your division rivals. I think you look at it in this one, Seranthony Domínguez, he is an expiring deal. Baltimore came into the day being 10 games below 500. Now they're 8. They're not really uptight in the division. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays are up there in first place. So I guess the hope is for the Blue Jays. I guess the hope for the Orioles is that we're not mad about trading a really solid player to division rival because he's an expiring contract. And we hope that he doesn't re-sign with one of our big rivals, because I think the Orioles are a young team, and even though they're one of those teams that you're looking at right now that are potential sellers at the deadline, they're a team that I think could bounce back easily next year and be in the playoffs potentially, because they've got the young team to figure it out. They've got young prospects. They've got a young roster that has a lot of promise. Jackson Holliday, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman. Others that there's a lot of promise for the Baltimore Orioles. Just this might not be their year. Maybe they need to find the right manager next season. So I think this is a gamble for the Orioles though, because what if Seranthony Domínguez really likes it in Toronto, and then you've got to he re-signs with them, and you've got to deal with him for years to come in your division, because you've got to face Toronto a bunch, playing them in division. And Toronto's a team that could be their top threat for in the next upcoming years. And Seranthony Domínguez is a guy that could be a really good option for you in the bullpen. I mean, for this year in Baltimore, 3.24 ERA, 43 games this year, 42 innings, giving up 15 earned runs with 54 strikeouts. Just today with the Orioles, just today with the Blue Jays in that game where he actually played for the Blue Jays, even though he started off the day as an Oriole. He pitched 1 inning, giving up no damage with 2 strikeouts. So he's a good option in the pen. I just think this could backfire for the Orioles if the Jays decide to re-sign Domínguez, and then they've got to face him in the division. But I guess the positive thing for them is, they are getting a top 10 prospect back in this deal from Toronto. They are getting Rowan Watts-Brown in this deal, a starting pitcher who's done really well this year in the minor leagues in single A and double A. In single A, through 8 starts, had a 3.62 ERA, over 37 innings, 15 earned runs, 62 strikeouts. But then actually did better in double A than he was doing in single A. Double A, 2-2 record compared to his 0-3 record in single A, 3.4 ERA, 11 starts, almost 52 innings, giving up 20 earned runs, 53 strikeouts. Some of the numbers like ERA, win-loss record, just really ERA and win-loss record or got improved for the top 10 prospect, Watts-Brown. From going to single A to double A, and Watts-Brown is 23 years old, was a 3rd-round pick for the Blue Jays in 2023. So they are getting I think it's one of the positive things of this deal for the Orioles is they're getting a player back in this deal that has a lot of promise potentially for their pitching their farm system, and their pitching future. Let me know your thoughts on the trade for both teams in the comment section, and peace out.